Take us through the road to the big one, Damo.
Yeah, we can, TJ. Melbourne Carlton going to be played on Friday night at the MCG, and the winner of that game will play Brisbane. And then you've got the other semi-final, Port Adelaide v GWS, and they will play Collingwood. The winner of that one will play Collingwood in week 3.
OK, that's pretty clear. All right, now let's talk about the first of the finals this week, and that, of course, is Carlton and Melbourne. This is going to be another cracker and another huge crowd, in excess of 90,000.
Yeah, the Blues were really good the other night. Sydney came really hard at the end. Paddy Cripps kicked a big goal. I haven't heard a roar like that at the MCG for a long time. Curnow, I thought he was beaten on the night, so it was the Carlton role players who stood up, and that is a big sign for Carlton when Curnow and Mackay didn't have a huge influence on the game, that their other players stand up and they get the job done.
A juggernaut, Carlton are, in terms of their crowd. Like, they've just been waiting for a team to perform for them, and they've all come from everywhere, which they should, because it's an exciting time to be part of Carlton. And Blake Acres, he played the game of his life in a final, and I know you're going to look at him, Brownie, but those fingernails, I don't think he's cut them for a while, because he just got his fingernails on 2 balls that if he didn't, they lose this game.
Were you comfortable with both decisions, Lottie?
Yes. Yeah.
Both the right decisions.
Yeah.
And what he does well is he sells it to the goal umpire, because we know how important it is. This is the photo from Michael Wilson there, which is better than the ARC technology confirming that that was touched. But he convinces the goal umpire that I've touched it, so the umpire's call is touched, and then they were never going to overturn that. But Brownie, you wanted to highlight his performance.
Well, he played the complete game, so you saw the 2 goal line touches there, which is what you probably don't see is the other work that he does. So this is him on Errol Goulden. This is a 50-metre penalty that's coming up here. He has a look, OK, they probably want to get this ball to Errol Goulden. He said, no, I'm going to run all this way, not really do anything, but block Errol Goulden from getting that. So if Errol Goulden's easily getting around the back, he's their best kick, that gets turned over. This is him under the scoreboard here. This is a big run. So if he doesn't run, if he doesn't do this unrewarded running, does not touch the ball, Blake Acres. They go inside forward 50, 2-on-1. They'd take that out, Sydney. Blake Acres is able to put pressure on. Then they panic, get the handball out. Cottrell is the beneficiary of this. Blake Acres is hard running, just sets it up for him, locks it in. But you see the goal line touches, but Blake Acres, perfect game of football.
Well, and when you were talking about the fingernails before, they'll be biting them down to the quick this week, won't they, with the tribunal?
Well, they will, and they've got a problem with Jack Martin getting 2 weeks for this hit on Nick Blakey. We always knew it was going to have a match review office consequence, and I thought maybe 1. They've given it 2, and they've given the box-ticking exercise, TJ. Careless conduct, high impact and high contact, and that's got to 2 weeks. They'll take that to the tribunal. They'll attempt to work that down to 1, but I cannot see them getting it removed totally, so he won't be playing this
How
week.
that comes at 2 is bemusing. Like, how they can get that to 2, that is, for all money, a 1-week suspension.
I thought so too.
It's 1, so they'll argue that down from high to medium, and he'll get 1. What a waste of time. That is a 1-week suspension, not 2.
And it might have to go through the appeals tribunal to get it down to 1. And they've also got the other issue with Harry Mackay being concussed in that game the other night and won't play as well.
Long time between drinks, isn't it, when we've seen these 2 sides, that is Carlton and Melbourne, figure in a final. In fact, you've got to go back, 23 years, Lordo?
You do, the year 2000, TJ, and it was a great final, and Melbourne got up and won, and then obviously played us in the grand final a week or 2 later. So, yeah, they were on a 14-game winning streak, I think, around this time in the year 2000. So, a phenomenal game, and, yeah, I think they were the underdogs, but were too good on that time on a real roll.
Yeah, some great names there, and as I say, 23 years is a long time. There's been a little bit of chatter already in the lead up to this final, driven by businessman Anthony Pratt, and I think it's a fantastic idea, and that is an opportune time on Friday night at the MCG to honour Ron Barassi. Now, Ron Barassi's 87 years of age. We don't see him in public all that much now, but here's a guy that is legendary at both clubs, having played in 6 premierships with Melbourne and coaching Carlton to 2 premierships. It is a... Look, I don't know if he's able to take part in a lap of honour of some sort, but there should at the very least be a video tribute to Ron Barassi before the game.
Yeah, I'd agree, TJ. And I think it's great that you're actually backing over that call for it, because the ceremony attached to it would be absolutely opportune time for that match and for that game itself to acknowledge the great Ron Barassi. And as you know, 2 more premierships at North Melbourne beyond that, 10 in total.
And some pretty loud voices and influential voices are getting behind it. Neil Mitchell from 3AW is a very close friend of the Barassi family and obviously a mad Melbourne supporter. And he'll probably have more to say on it tomorrow on his program. But I think he's also pushing for something to be done. He might have already spoken to the AFL. So I think it would be fantastic. Can we move on? We're going to cross out to Carlton very, very shortly because Alicia Mueling's out there. They're doing a semi-media day of some